Now, you might have already seen some of this footage. This is the teen daughter, M, with her first husband. Now, this is, again, just me picking up on what I think could be going on here. I'm not saying this is what's happening. Whenever she features her teen daughter, she also tries to talk about, or often talks about, her own mother. So it's almost like the dynasty, like the three of them, like the youngest, middle, which is Heidi, and her mom. And she's always praising her mother for looking youthful. And there's even a YouTube video where the three of them are featured, and like the grandmother is telling her Heidi and her granddaughter how she appears so youthful. I should find it. But I just find that whenever M is featured, usually the grandma is also featured. And it just says, prettiest girls with the prettiest hearts. I still don't understand how my mother looks younger than me, but I approve. Okay, and then this one just says, then this one decided to spend her own money on some hair color because I am not a money tree. Okay, just seems to be sort of like, all right, like that's the only thing you can say about your daughter. You say really nice things about your other daughter all the time, that she's solving world hunger basically. And then your other daughter's like, well, I'm not a money tree, and posts a photo of it. It's like, okay. And then again, this is at Show Up Summit. The mom, grandma, and daughter featured together. Just, again, pattern that I see. There's something about sharing this kind of special night with your closest people. Mom and daughter got a front row seat to Heidi doing the works she was put here to do. So beautiful. And I guess that's when Dave was, he was the social media manager for the weekend or whatever. So that's in his voice. So this one you might have seen already. This is the one they're in California and they're at the beach, and Heidi is just ecstatic that her daughter, who is 15 years old, I believe at this time, is being approached by adult men or an adult man, and records the whole scenario, puts it on the internet, you know, oh, it's so funny, she's a heartbreaker type of video. Okay, and it says, today feels like a big day of firsts. Hopefully, first bike ride for R. So she had to make sure R was mentioned. Okay. And then for M. So R gets to ride a bike, which I think is a very innocent activity. But M, it's because a man is approaching her, which is a thing that shouldn't have happened. It turned out to be fine, but is this like a huge accomplishment? I think you should be protecting your daughter more in this scenario.
Earlier today? Here? Sure. What happened? There's a first for everything.
That's where the soundbite comes from.
Marley learned she was a babe today.
Yeah, ew. When you're that young, you don't want to be told that you're a babe by a grown man. I'm sorry.
What else do I need to say about this, Dave, to introduce?
It says, M had her first experience being hit on by a 20-something who mistook her for a beautiful 21-year-old. Yeah, sure.
That pretty much sums it up.
I gotta fight off the boys. That's my intro.
Marley.
Okay, so then she recorded the whole thing and posted it. It says, setting the scene, I'm sitting on a couch with R on my lap, of course. C to my right, playing Fortnite. Okay, she has to put that there. M standing by the front screen door, brushing her hair, oblivious to guys. Dude making multiple passes by our house to scope. Suddenly, I see him stop and charmingly ask her if she knows of any house parties tonight, which to me was an immediate signal to grab my phone and the popcorn. It didn't have to be. There's other options there. Hey, she's 15. Leave her alone. We're on a family vacation. No. Dear.
That's my buddy Holden. We're walking down, but honestly, I saw you
and she's recording him. She blocks him. This is my add-on. So the like little blush face is my add-on. But she's nice enough to block this random dude for hitting on a 15-year-old. But she doesn't block her own kids from the experience.
You're absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm wondering, only if you're interested. It would be cool to get your number, maybe we could like go out for a car or something.
I'm 15.
Oh, My bad.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. You look my older son, but I'm not. You have a good day.
I mean, like I said, it ended fine. Nothing happened. It was okay. But again, to push this to everyone that your mom knows. Oh, Tara. Like, what is this? She's having a dream, everybody. She was fading into dreamland. She wanted you to know. It says, M completely confused because she's never experienced anything like this before. She has no clue how to respond when he starts telling her how beautiful she is and invites her to party with him later. His reaction when he learns she's 15, priceless. Her reaction to all, most priceless. Shooter's gotta shoot, I guess, and he made a nice try on the wrong target. I don't blame him. Props for being respectful in a swing and miss situation. That's not what I would have got out of it. Personal story. One time, I think I was maybe 20. I don't know if I was even 21, but I was with my mom, and I told this story before, but on this channel. But we were at a bar, eating food, like at a bar grill place, and this older man, I don't even know, older, probably 60, like my mom's age, bought us 2 drinks and sent it over to us, and whatever, it was from this guy. And so we look over and I was like, thank you. And my mom said, thank you. And she goes, you better get over there. You gotta go say thank you to him. Like, very aggressive. That's how my mom is, very aggressive. Like, you better get over there and say thank you to this man. I'm like, why do I have to say thanks? She goes, well, he's not sending it for me. He's not sending it to me. So obviously you have to go over there and say thank you. I'm like, well, then I don't want the drink then. And she was like, oh no, like you can't send it back now. You've accepted it. You have to go and like dance with him. She basically wanted me to go like prostitute myself, I guess, with this guy because he sent us a drink and somehow I need to repay the favor that I didn't ask for. And I told that story to people in the moment, like in the time frame, and they all thought I was insane, that this is like what my mom was telling me to do. And at the time though, I was like, no, she just wants to be polite. But now looking back as a more grown adult, I'm like, no, that was not okay. I felt like I had no choice because it was my mom telling me to do something. And even at 20, I still felt totally in control of what she, if I wanted her to like me, I wanted her to love me. So it's just stuff like this that's like, it's not always great for men to be approaching you, and it's not always safe, and it's not always like, oh, wow, what a great experience. It could be perceived as like creepy, especially when you're young. It's like you don't want to be talking to these men, but you feel pressure by your mom. Like, this is an amazing thing to happen to you. It's not, most likely. Anyways, and then she just says, and so it begins. Okay. Thank you for listening to my story. I promise I'll try to preempt any that go too far, but these are all true things that I've gone through and I'm working through, and my therapist thinks I need to get more angry about. So here I am trying to be more upfront and honest about my own stuff. And then here's another one. This is just sort of praising the teens for working out. Heidi says that she never will ever, she doesn't care if her kids work out or not, even though she says if you don't have a sport, then you have to have a job, which is sort of a rule, even though she says she has no rules for her kids with working out. And she loves like that her daughter is trying to work out, even though it's late at night, according to her. She's like, oh, you're getting extra brownie points because you want a booty band, which is something that Heidi uses in her workouts. So just kind of a weird thing to put onto your kid. And it says, M with the 937 booty band request. And just the egregious part of this video is that she's in the midst of a workout. She's doing like squats. She's doing like different workout things. And her mom is recording her and putting it on the internet. That's the big problem.
I have a booty band?
And M with the unexpected follow through from out of nowhere. M scored major points with that.
I have a booty band.
Gotta use the candle.
Yes! Doing what you can with what you got. Was Maddox bringing a booty band in? That's a booty band! That's a booty. Do you need one too?
Go! I'm trying.
Okay, now this is more oversharing where she's going to share fighting between the kids. She loves to do this. She has a vlog too from when she was divorcing Chris for the for the only time, around that time frame. She came out of the vlog, and like her kids are screaming, they're yelling, they're fighting with each other. She's recording it all and just like letting it be out there. It doesn't make her kids look good. And it doesn't like make her look good either, but she likes to just make people look bad, I think, for some reason. Like her kids are yelling at each other. Why does everyone need to know about it?
Oh, I'm trying to work out.
I'm going to show you how to do it better.
No, I don't want to know how to do better.
Squats are looking a little wild. Do a squat.
Max, go away.
And like, oh, best frenemies. And of course she brings up R. She has to bring her up no matter what situation it is. I'm just eating her burrito. Like, I don't know. It's very odd to me. And then, okay, another one saying like, you also grew up and hurt my feelings by growing up. She didn't listen to me when I told her to stay small. Again, I know it's a joke. I know she doesn't mean it seriously, but when you're young, those repeated messages over and over again, they can weigh on your brain. It says, the beauty of this one right here, how can you not cry looking at her? So much good in one human. And then the next slide, okay, that was like a fairly nice post. Do you want to buy her dress? Do you want to purchase the shoes that she's wearing? She is now just a conduit to getting Heidi a kickback, most likely, in a affiliate marketing sense. I could be wrong. Maybe she's just sharing for the engagement, just for the nicety of it. But it, to me, it devalues the post in general, because it's like, oh, the point of this post is to show my kid modeling clothes for free. There's a lot of unsaid things, and this is something I talk about with my therapist a lot. The overt, you are fat, doesn't happen that much. Didn't happen that much in my life. A couple times here and there, my mom would say, you've gained weight, or you look bad, or whatever. Yes, it happened a few times, but it was more subtle. And I think that's something we don't talk about as much when we talk about like these sorts of situations, where the subtlety of repeated a message, like praising you for doing a squat and like going, oh yay, you get brownie points, you're working out, good. As much as that might be a good thing, it tells the message, or it repeats the message, I praise you when you are losing weight or when you are thin. I mean, that might be the message. Or, you know, oh, you look so beautiful. You look so beautiful. That's the thing you're complimented on. Yes, it's nice to be called beautiful. But if that's the only thing that your parents are talking about, or your mom's talking about, you're going to internalize that. It's like, my only thing that I offer or that is seen in others is beauty. And I need to make sure that that's perfect at all times. And my youth, oh my God, my mom says I'm too old all the time. And I've like lost my babiness. Like I got to maintain that youth. It's like, that's a whole, and then you try to tell someone like, well, they said you're pretty, so why are you complaining? And then you don't get any sympathy from anybody because they don't understand it. And so it's a very nuanced thing that I find to be something I'm dealing with now, and I'm glad, but I wish that I had somewhere to go for like more assurance back in the day. All right, anyways, so thank you for Allison for that. And for that I say,
They truly have it all.
they truly have it all. Okay, so this is about the oldest son, M. Now, she sort of paints him, I believe, as a troublemaker, as someone who wastes money on frivolous things, but someone she, you know, understands that they're just a rebellious teenager. This is how all teenagers are. That's the vibe that I get when she refers to him. And she acts dumb, I think. She plays the role of dumb in the sense of, like, it's obvious that he is like making a joke or doing something sort of like naughty, as they might say, you know, like, oh, or bad, you know, you did something bad. You said something bad, but she'll post it to show other people that her son was a bad kid, in the sense of like, he told me it was this, but it's actually, I know better. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but in this specific post, she's like, I don't know, like they're telling me it's a rocket ship, but it doesn't look like one to me. She knows what the kid's doing. She's deciding to put his behavior to public consumption. That's the part where I'm like, why? Oops. And so it says, the same rocket ship my boys were drawing in the sand last week are now appearing on the windows everywhere. Dave just chimes in, it would be great if you could find a rocket emoji that has short curlies like your son's rockets do. Hashtag suspect. They told me it was fire. Inappropriate to me. I don't know. Just like, why are we crossing these lines and then posting it to everybody? I don't know. Here is Heidi posting Dave's kid, Rachel and Dave's kid as well. So he's blocked as well. But I don't know what she's referencing, but she says, M was likely the culprit of something. And he clearly didn't go to bed within 4 hours after I dropped them off. So sort of, again, troublemaker. I'm making the narrative that he's, you know, sort of doesn't listen to the rules. For what reason? I don't know. But she'll use him for, you know, her content and making things on her blog. She feels fine to, you know, show him there. But again, like, this is something like, if this wasn't her son, this looks like a couple. Like, this should be her boyfriend. This should be her husband. The way they're holding hands, the way they're, you know, joking around. I think it could be misconstrued as like, oh, that's her boyfriend. And that's what she said, that, oh, people at the skating rink think we're dating. Like, maybe that's on you a little bit. Maybe there's something you can do to prevent that from being thought of. Maybe not. Like, again, maybe I'm being too harsh, but to me, it seems a little romantic-ish. This is just something random that her and Dave were texting each other, and she said, can you get me a cake for him? Which, again, like, this is your kid. Why won't you just get things for them? But whatever. So she's going to include Dave in it. And she's texting him because she's in this class to get her points taken off her license or something. I don't know. Something about like getting a parking ticket or getting a speeding ticket or something. And so she said she was texting from behind in the classroom, and she's, you know, texting from her bag or whatever. So it's coming off all autocorrect. And it says, happy 17th bird bath, Maddox. So Dave, being a jerk, I guess, goes and puts that on the cake, happy 17th bird bath, as opposed to birthday, to be funny, I guess. But again, just seems like you would want, as a 17-year-old boy or girl or anything, as a child, your mom or your dad or whoever is in charge of your birthday to put your cake, like, why isn't she doing this? Like, making, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, okay, the joke is funny. Okay, mom messed it up and said bird bath, but it's not a joke between her and her son. It's a joke between her and her boyfriend. So why are you actually going and putting this on the cake? It just seems like they don't matter. The kids are pawns in this game that they have going on, and it's really about what they think is funny and what they think is good and what they can make money from. It doesn't matter how their children's feelings feel. That's what I take from it. Yeah, and he actually went through with it. Okay, then she says, M, you're such a stud, and then tags him. I blocked that too. Tags him on Instagram. So if you wanted to like follow him wanted to follow this 17-year-old stud, then you could, I guess. So with 500,000 people, you're sharing your child's private Instagram and calling him a stud. And here's Dave's kid. They're around the same age. It says, the pictures and vids they sent from the mall, though, these two, different parents, somehow the same human, life of every party. Yes, of course, M wasted his money on that blue pillow today. And apparently the pillow brand is like, you know, a vape company or something. So posting this to everybody to show my kids likes vape products for some reason. That's something she wants people to know. And also to include Dave's son in the mix with that as well. So that's nice. And then she's going to use this opportunity to talk about how she don't need no man. She don't need no man.
Fantastic parenting.
So it's not about him going to a dance. It's not because he looks, you know, handsome and he's going to celebrate with his friends in high school. No, it's about her putting on the tie correctly because she's going to woman through it and she don't need no man. And that's what the point of this post is. Yes. Yeah, this doesn't look right. Shoot, miss. This makes me smile, though. I'm glad there wasn't a man in sight today. Forced me to woman up. M is so annoyed. I'm so annoyed he's annoyed. And I'm also stressed that there is no man around to tie the damn tie. Okay, I'm confused. Which one is it? You don't want him? You don't want a man there, or you do want a man there? I'm confused. But really, who actually needs a man anymore with YouTube tutorials? Because I'm doing it, baby. Okay. Just, again, making it like all about her and her experience, not his experience. And then this is a picture with his shirt off that she decided to post. It was a video of him walking. This is around the time when something happened around Christmas time with Heidi and Dave. Dave was getting pulled over by the cops. Then he was sleeping on New Year's, and then all of a sudden he was in rehab like a couple weeks later. So I don't know what went on. Still no one knows really what happened, like what event took place, if any. But this is around the time. And says, well, hello, sunshine. Nice to see you so sprightly at noon. P.S. The video was M approved to post because he thinks it's funny too, although it wasn't funny at the time. And I only took a screenshot, but he's like walking with no shirt on and he's like exhausted walking somewhere. So it was approved by him. She's making sure we know that it's fine. He approved it because, I'm sure he has a choice.